I'm good, man. I'm feeling great. Excited. It's another Sun season. Excited. Championship or bust. That is the expectation that I have for this season. I think that this team can get it done, and I'm just excited to see how these new pieces are going to fit with the big three. And it's basketball time, man. It's basketball's back. It's awesome. You get a lot of love this time of year. Late October, one of the best sports times we can possibly have throughout the course of a year. I'm really high on Nurkic. I really am excited that he ended up sticking with the team and he was not moved over the course of the offseason. His name was all over trade rumors and trade talks during the offseason. We covered a lot about that. But I really like what I've seen from him in terms of what he put out there in terms of what he was working on over the course of the offseason. We've shown that video of him jacking up threes from the perimeter. And that was something that he actually did have in his game a little bit when he was in Portland and just kind of like you said, just kind of really just put to the wayside, with Frank Vogel. And now he looks a little slimmer. He's been working on his shot, and we're seeing if that can be something that becomes a little bit more consistent. And if he actually can become a threat from 3-point range, I think that is huge for the Phoenix Suns. His ability to stretch the floor and give a lot more space to the guys who are going to be attacking the basket like Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, even Tyus Jones on pick and roll scenarios. If he can become a legitimate pick and pop threat, I think that's going to be huge for the Suns. So I'm high on Nurkic. I think he's poised for a big year. I know he's going to be in a contract year, not this year, but next year. But I think he can really do well for himself moving forward. Yeah, just another point to that too. I think a lot of people are expecting him to basically be the new Brook Lopez. and kind of fill that role that Mike Budenholzer had when he won the championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. Jusuf Nurkic isn't Brook Lopez. I don't want Suns fans to be kind of, putting it under some veil that he's all of a sudden just going to become a top-notch defender and automatic from 3-point range, essentially what Brook Lopez kind of turned himself into. Jusuf Nurkic is going to be a solid shooter, and if he becomes a threat on the perimeter, a legitimate threat, then that's going to be good for the Suns in terms of, making things more open for the other guys. In terms of his ability to defend, he's still gonna, struggle in certain sense. He's not the help defender that Brook Lopez is. He's not necessarily the post up defender that Brook Lopez is, but the fact that he's going to be a little bit more fleet of foot and be a little bit more athletic, I think will allow him to present him prevent him from getting put out of position, which is kind of really where we saw him struggle, particularly in that series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Think the only thing I'm upset about is that I didn't get a point guard shirt made for the beginning of this season, because this is exactly what we wanted here at Suns Digest. Now, and we talked again, like we didn't think Tyus Jones was going to be available. We didn't think that he was going to be someone that the Suns were going to be able to acquire, because we were thinking he was going to be a big money free agent, obviously because of the second apron and the cap situations that other teams found themselves in. We got him on a veteran minimum. We've got him on a premium. And now, if everything works out, we'll be able to sign him long term, moving forward. I think the Suns just really lucked out with this addition of Tyus Jones. He's a great, great guy to be the floor general, the quarterback of your offense. And I think Mike Budenholzer is going to love Tyus Jones. He said basically immediately we knew that Tyus Jones was going to be the starter. And we knew that he was going to be on the floor with guys like D Book, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant. This is the best team that Tyus Jones will have ever played with, the most amount of talent that he'll have ever played with. He's going to probably be like, probably not since his time at Duke, really, like where has he played with this complement of players. I think he's going to be a kid at a candy store, finding guys, cutting guys. He's such a great passer. He's such a, you know, a man, like calm leader on the floor. I think the games of Bradley Beal, uh, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, even Nurkic are going to benefit just literally just from his presence on the floor. He's gonna give up some on the defensive end, especially if he gets matched up against some of these bigger, more athletic guards. But he's enough. He can do enough to hold his own. He's not gonna just kind of be, tossed to the side out there. And I think that his contributions are going to be valuable for the Suns. He's a solid shooter. He's gonna his addition is probably the most thing I'm most excited about this upcoming season. Yeah, this is probably going to be go down as the most impactful new addition to any team in the NBA. That includes Karl Anthony Towns in New York. That includes Julius Randle in Minnesota. I think that includes Paul George in Philly. I think Tyus Jones being the point guard for this team is going to be the most beneficial new addition to any team in the NBA, and I think it's going to be very apparent right away. I think the Suns are probably going to have a top five offense in the league, and Tyus Jones is going to be a big part of it. I like Ryan Dunn a lot. I know that probably some people are a little bit higher on him than I am personally, just because I still have what he did in the summer league in my mind. And I know his struggles there, but he did a lot of work and he improved and he worked on his shot and he worked on his offensive game. And I think a lot of the thing with summer league is that you're not playing with the best players around you all the time, and I think that probably impacted him more. And when you saw him even in the preseason, even with guys running with guys that are on the bench, you're playing with guys who are or NBA players, NBA caliber players on a consistent basis after practice in training camp, matching up with guys like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, I think helped him tremendously. And I think he has a chance to really secure some spot. I'm still curious to see where he fits into this rotation, which is actually probably, one of my biggest question marks is that, exactly how big is this rotation going to be? Is it going to be 9 guys? Is it going to be 10 guys? Does Ryan Dunn be that 10th guy? And how easily will he be able to work himself up the ladder? Monte Morris is probably going to get minutes. Royce O'Neal's going to get minutes. Grayson Allen's probably the sixth man. And then you need a big man, whether it's Mason Plumlee or Oso Iguodala. Where does Ryan Dunn fit in? Does he pass Josh Okogie, who's probably the sixth highest paid player on the team? Is Ryan Dunn capable of being an offensive threat on a consistent basis? I think he can be, and I think if he does work himself into that role, he might be able to find himself maybe not rookie of the year. I don't want to put too much high expectations on him, but he can find himself on all rookie team for sure if he ends up getting consistent minutes coming off the bench with his team. And even if there are situations where he finds himself in the starting lineup, due to injury or something like that, heaven forbid, knock on wood. But yeah, I think Ryan Dunn has a chance to really show out based on all the improvement he's made over the course of the end of his college career and to the start of this NBA season. Leaps and bounds better than what I thought he was going to be. And I really think that the Suns not only got a steal in this draft for this upcoming year, but for years to come, because I think he's going to be a fixture of this team down the line and he'll be to stick around the Phoenix area for a while. Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ryan Dunn spend a few weeks here and there down with the Valley Suns in the G League as well, just to make sure that his offensive game stays sharp and make sure that he is still working on that shot consistently. If he's not getting minutes right away, I think it's going to be something that's earned. We may not necessarily see it tonight per se, and we could. Like I said, I'm really curious to see exactly what this rotation looks like, and if Ryan Dunn finds himself on the court. I think that'll be awesome. I think that Ryan Dunn has put himself in a position where he's probably earned some minutes on this team. And it'd be nice, to know that, hey, our first round draft pick is ready to go and is set to play with these players and play a role on this team. Because I think he and also Iguodala could be X factors in terms of what the Suns team does moving forward. I'm just happy that the Suns, stuck to their guns, made a pick in the draft, even trading down and acquiring two players on top of that. I think having Ryan Dunn as opposed to maybe some veteran who we traded, got Nurkic and Nasir Little for. I think it's just going to be so much better for this team this season and in the long run. I'm excited to see what he does when he's matched up against some of these premier players in the NBA, and I think he's going to prove himself really quickly to be one of the better defenders in the league.